Okay, so first of all, I want to thank you for listening. And here I am. This is my journey to loving myself. Number two. What I wanted to talk about today was accountability. Okay. Why accountability? One of the things that gets me out of bed in the morning is the fact that I know that someone is counting on me to be there. When I was growing up, I was an athlete. I was an athlete and I loved to be on a team. Aside from the uniforms and the fun and everything, I loved being on a team. I believed that I need to do my part in order to make the team greater. And knowing that they were expecting me to be there was very important. And so I got up and I went and I almost never missed practice. Okay. Oh my gosh. And my parents know that I did not miss practice. I didn't like to do that. And so as I grew, I realized about me. One of the things about me is that if I know that if I'm accountable to tell someone about something, or if I'm accountable to someone, it really helps me keep the commitment to whatever I'm doing, whatever it is that I'm doing. Okay. So I told you last time that my very, very wise friend Wilma recommended to me that I find wise women that will help me through my journey. You know, I needed to find a wise woman. And so I also told you the story about my friend Yasmin, who 2 weeks after my mother passed away, I happened to be at a BNI meeting and she stood up and she said, I am a weight loss coach. And I said, I need to talk to you. And so when I sat with her in her office, that first and second times, I cried. But I said to her, how do you work? And so one of the first things she said to me was, we are going to be meeting for a year. Okay. And I said, wow, now that's commitment. Okay. That means that we're serious, because weight loss does not, if it happens too fast, you get it back. And I know that I've been through all of that. So one of the things that helped me, and of course I'm talking about me, is that when I went to Yasmin to work with her, she said, we are making a long-term commitment. And I said, great, long-term commitment, I'm in. Not only long-term commitment, but in this long-term commitment, I am accountable to meet with her once a week. All right. So once a week, I go into Yasmin's office. I weigh myself. I sit down and we chat. Okay. And what do we talk about? How did it go? How do you feel? What are the challenges coming up? I see her smiling face, and we sometimes talk about different things, but just knowing that I'm going to be there on whatever day it is really helps me. It keeps me accountable and it keeps me going with my commitment. Okay. Another thing, one thing that Yasmin has as part of her program, she has an application, an app. And on this app, you document what you eat. All right. You don't count calories, but you document what you eat for breakfast, what you ate for a snack, and so forth. I need that. That's me. I need that. If I know that I'm going to put something in my mouth and then I'm going to have to write it, I think about it twice, which makes the whole process much more mindful. There's a lot of mindfulness that goes through the process of making decisions about what goes into your body, because it's my responsibility. And I know that whatever goes in I better write. Have I cheated before? Yeah, sometimes I, put something in and I conveniently forget to tell her. But I write it down. And so she has an app, and I write down breakfast, dinner, lunches, the water and the whatever. And it also asks how you feeling and comments. And so I like that. And so I write it down, and at the end of the day, I send it. And when I send it, she gets it. And the next day in my email, I have a comment from her. Hey, you did great. What was that salad? Hey, that piece of cake or whatever. So she makes little comments. And so I know that there's an interaction. She's very good at responding. Not only is there an app, but my weight coach, Yasmin Chayu, is totally, instantly available in WhatsApp. In Israel, we use WhatsApp for everything, okay? And so when I am eating, not only am I going to write it down, but I also take pictures of what I eat, okay? Not because I'm going to post them on Facebook or anything, because I know that if I eat something and I take a picture of it, that means that I'm thinking twice and 3 times about that, okay? I'm thinking about it and thinking, all right, I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to send it to Yasmin right now. And she's going to immediately she writes back. She goes, ooh, what was that ingredient? Ooh, nice. Or, claps or whatever. Accountability. And I feel that Yasmin is my team, and it really helps me. That's very helpful to me. And so when my friend Wilma said, find yourself a wise woman, or as we say in Jewish tradition, find yourself a teacher, then I found someone that helps me with my accountability in this journey, in this path of my journey, this path that I've chosen to tell you about. Okay, when I reached the plateau and I could not meet with Yasmin any longer for Corona, we couldn't meet for about a month and a half. We were in quarantine. I plateaued a little bit. Now that I'm back, I've decided I'm going to take it a step further. And what I'm doing right now with you is my accountability. What I'm doing right now live on Facebook is I am making the commitment to show my toes on Facebook, which is, all right, I'm showing my toes on Facebook. Every week, I'm going to show you how much I weigh. I decided, it took me weeks to build up the courage to do this, by the way. And I set the goal of the week of my birthday, which was last week, to begin this. For me to put my weight on Facebook, to go public with it, is a huge commitment. And it makes me think 4 or 5 times before I put things that I shouldn't put it into my mouth. And so accountability and commitment are very, very important. And you know what? Pretty soon, this becomes a habit. It becomes a habit of thinking, of being mindful, of documenting what you eat. It's okay. It's and it's a habit that I'm happy to get into, okay? I still have about 6 months of this documenting with Yasmin, because it's been about 6 months working on this, but I'm feeling pretty good. Now, the last thing I want to say is that I've gotten a lot of comments from many of you, my friends from Lima, my friends from the States, that you want to join me on this process. And so I had this idea of commitment and accountability. Wouldn't it be great if we had a group that would be, that we would be accountable to each other, make a commitment to each other, support each other? So like maybe a Facebook group, and some of you said, yeah, let's do a Facebook group. I will open one. Give me a little bit of time to figure out things. But if you'd like to join a Facebook group, just for support and getting to know each other and finding the wise women in our life and being committed and accountable to whatever transformation you want, hey, let me know down below. and I'll put you on the list. And when I open it, I will invite you. So this was my little chat about accountability. In a few days, maybe a couple days, I will put on my third live broadcast. And and let's do this together. I'm transforming myself. And this is my journey towards loving myself. All right. Thank you.